How's everybody? Camera. Got my tablet here on tripod. Shakes every time I touch the table. Oh man, we already got 8 people watching. That's pretty good. Down to mom and dad's and ate some supper. Kate friends. So me and Luke had some work to do in the office. I figured we'd come in here to the office and do a live video with you guys. We got Luke over there. Stood. That's a cool name. What's going on? 21 people watching. They are sounding off now. If you're watching this, comment below and just say, hey. Ooh, we almost lost you. Go ahead and tell you guys right now, if I lose signal, hold tight. A lot of times it gives me the option to reconnect, and I will. So, Austin Smith, what's going on? Hayes Leonard. Michael Murray, what's up, Nile Nation, Alabama, on the lawn landscaping. What's going on? Lisa Best, stop in to say hey. How you doing? Wagner Moore, what's going on? Rodney Weichel, how you doing, bud? You feeling good? Riley Finley, what's going on? Michael from Humphrey, way to go. Kennels, what's going on, man? Justin Billions, boy, ain't much better than a billion. Jason Elkins, Trickle Creek, what's going on? Timber Hill, there she is. Tried and true Timber Hill, she's always here. Got Lukey here beside me. Lisa Bess says hi, Mike. Jones Boys, how's it doing, bud? Johnny Crossface from Georgia, what's going on, man? Well, I tell you, man, we got 31 people watching. I haven't done one of these lives in a while. Apologize this took me so long to get back on here. I tell you, life is very busy these days. Between work, podcasts, dogs, married life, everything else, it gets harder and harder to find time to do these live videos, buddy. But we're trying. Like I said, I had some work I need to do. Still putting out piles of orders. We don't promote the business much anymore, but it's still out there. NightLifeKilling.com. If you guys ever need to hound some hunting supplies, we're still shipping stuff every single day. So that's what I was doing in there today, filling a couple orders. I tell you, we cannot keep these things right here in stock. The Tree Shaker, glow in the dark coon squallers. I get a dozen or so of those in, and they're out the door as quick as I get them in. Everybody loves those. Hey, Luke boy. What you doing, Luke? Let's see here. Catch up. Southern Boys says, enjoy the Nightlife Killing page. Keep it up. Thank you, buddy. Williams, I'm doing good. I hope you are. Joy Stewart, how you doing? Rodney says, please pray for me, Nick. I'm in the hospital now. Dang, Rodney, well, I sure will, man. I hate to hear that. Oh, man, I love how everybody gets on here and talks amongst yourselves, not just to me. I like this. Mike Hunter Underwood, I'm ready for hoodies, he says. I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and talk about that. First off, I want to apologize. You might hear me coughing a lot tonight and me taking a break. I've had like a head cold for 2.5 weeks now. I don't run a fever. There's no infection in me when I, blow my nose or anything. So I don't have the Rona, but I have had a head cold and I cough a lot and I can't shuck it. Anybody's got any remedies out there, something to do? I took Mucinex and everything else, but I ain't be able to cut it out. But talking about clothing, by the end of this month, end of September, I hope to have links up for you guys and merchandise ready to go. Hoodies, t-shirts, more hats, so on and so forth. I'm actually working with a new print company. I think it's going to be a little bit better relationship than the last one I had. So as soon as we get those ready, I will let you guys know. So be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram if you have those, or here we'll post when those are available. Excuse me. Woodrow Smith, there he is. What's going on, bud? Jessica Knight, how you doing? Stevie May, what's up, bud? Stevie's been doing a lot of catfishing. I follow him on Facebook. Mike says, hey, Nick. We're having a hunt, meet and greet, fish fry, and hog roast next week. Man, if Missouri wasn't so far, I'd be down. I'd be on my way. Yeah, we thought about doing a meet and greet ourselves. Jessica Knight asked how Hyde is doing. Hyde is doing good. That's one of the things I'm going to talk about tonight. He's doing really good. It's been just like a week and a half since that happened. I'll tell you guys the story exactly what went down if you guys are okay with hearing it. Anyway, so I got to tell this whole Arkansas trip basically. I will tell you guys right now, I did not film anything in the Arkansas trip because I ended up coming home early. And let me explain why. I was planning on doing that. So I made the 10-hour trip out there on Thursday. And I was going to hunt that night. And generally, when I hunt after a long trip like that, the dogs don't do really good. So it's just kind of getting the dogs acclimated to the terrain and, hunting. So I was just going to hunt hide nicks, get them out of the woods, get them out in the woods, and make the best of that. Wasn't going to worry about filming. Well, Thursday night, I guess, was when Hyde got stalled by that stick. And basically, he had a scratch down his neck, and then right here between his front and his shoulders, he had a puncture wound. And to me, it looked like it only went about 7 or 8 inches down. Well, I don't know. I'll back up a little bit. Thursday night's when this happened. Well, he hunted really good. I treed 2 or 3 coons with him. I can't believe. I think we went to 8 trees and seen 6 coon that night. I did slick one time. Nick's run a few tracks, never did do much of anything. So anyway, we got in about daylight on Friday morning. Put them up. The next day, we got up about 10 o'clock in the morning, and uh-oh. All right, so we're back. Apologize. If I lose you, hang on. I do come back. So, my story about Arkansas. Thursday night, we got in Friday morning early, right before daylight. Went to bed, got up about 10 o'clock, and Matt Johnson went with me. And Matt was actually walking Hyde, getting him out of the kennel, walking him a little bit. And I noticed it looked like Hyde was really fat, just right there in his gristle chest meat, And so I just kind of went down and went to shake it, like, what's up, old fat man, And when I did, he kind of whimpered. I knew he was hurt. So, we ended up laying him over on his side. I looked, and there's a big old scratch going down his neck and then a puncture wound. And at first, I don't know why, I just thought somebody shot him. I don't know why I thought that. But anyway, it was really swollen up about 8 inches long down his chest. It was like kind of between, his teats or whatever. And I thought, okay, so, it's kind of hard. There was a little bit of stuff oozing out, but it was clear. So I always keep a first aid kit on me. I ended up doctoring him up. I put some peroxide on it and some antiseptic ointment. And I thought, okay, well, Friday night, I'm not going to hunt Hyde. I will just take that opportunity to take Nix out because she needed a ton of work. I wasn't going to film that night either because I wanted to focus on her. And I thought, well, I've got Saturday night and Sunday night to film. So anyway, went off Friday night, went hunting. I can't remember how many coons we treated that night. There's piles of coons in that country. And Nix was there for a few. She didn't tree good. She wasn't running as good as I wanted her to. Finally, at the end of the night, she got to where she was sort of scent winding a tree. I seen the coon, but she wasn't on the meat. But anyway, it was a pretty productive night. So anyway, we got in about daylight Saturday morning again, right before daylight. Put Nix up. Whenever I checked on Hyde, I noticed he wouldn't stand up on the cage. So from Friday morning, 10 o'clock, to Saturday early morning, 4 or 5 in the morning, I laid Hyde over, and he was a lot more swollen, and when I squeezed the infection come out, and it was really bad infection. So I thought, okay, I got to get him to a vet. Talked to Brent, my buddy who lived down there, and his vet was 2 hours away from there. And I looked, let's see, what time was it? I guess it was around 4 in the morning because they opened at 7. It was a 2-hour ride. So I thought, well, I'll lay down for an hour, and then I'll take off, and I'll get there. I'll be right there when they open. Well, as I was laying there, I couldn't get any sleep. When you got a dog hurt like that, I thought he's sitting out there, he's got an infection, he don't feel good, and I could not sleep. So I told Matt, let's go, let's run out there, we'll sleep in their parking lot before they open. I said, I got to just get there. So didn't get any sleep, made the 2-hour ride out there, was there when they opened. Unfortunately, the vet wasn't going to come in until noon on Saturday. So I left him with them, and they called me back late in the day. I basically got there right as they closed at 5. Went to pick him up. They had to do surgery on him. They basically just made an incision down the side of his chest. They went there and cleaned all that stuff out. They found a couple of little splinters in there, but no major organic material. It was a stick that he had run into somehow. Brent said it was probably a beaver stop. We don't really have that here, but I guess it's common down there. So anyway, got uh, antibiotic medication and got him stuff for pain. And I brought him back that evening. The guys were already rolling out to go hunting, and he was acting really bad. He was lethargic from coming out of sedation, and I knew he felt really bad. He didn't like even want to be touched on his side. And these were amazing kennels and accommodations where we had this place, but that what they had was barrels. You either had to lay in a barrel or you had to lay on concrete, and normally that would have been fine. But the barrel is so concave, it kind of makes a dog lay like that. And I didn't want him laying like that, and I didn't want him having to lay on the concrete either. So I just made a call. I told Matt, I said, I hate to do this, but I just want to go ahead and head on home. I want to get my dog home. He's got a big house here, plenty of room. It's a 10-hour ride. So basically, that's what we done is we just got in the truck. I rode over to the property. I told all the guys what was going on. I hated to leave, and we left. I had full intentions of having Saturday night and Sunday night to film the hunts, but because of what happened with Hyde, I had to come home early, and we just couldn't do it. I don't think we missed a whole lot because the guys said the coon hunt kind of got a little worse as they went on. But they did continue to tree coons a lot better than they tree them here. But so we didn't get any footage for that, and I do apologize. I'm planning on getting back out there hopefully before the end of the year to hunt with Brent on another piece of property. It was amazing property. I love Arkansas. There's nothing better when it comes to running coons in Arkansas because literally you home, been about doctor told me at least 2 3 weeks before I take him out in the woods. He has went his whole run of medications, so he's not using those no more. He gets up on the cage now, stretches out. He's doing good. Kate, my wife, works at the vet office here in town. I've got to take him in there Friday, 3 days from now, and Kate's going to take the stitches out. He's got some stitches that have to come out, but she's going to take those out, and he should be good to go. We're very blessed. I know there was a guy on Facebook named Shane Smith. He's a friend of Bryce's. He had a dog with a very similar thing happen, except the stick went inside the chest cavity, and the dog lasted for a while, but unfortunately died today. I was really blessed. This was between the ribs and the skin on Hyde, so I say it's a superficial wound we had to deal with. Could have been serious, but we're highly blessed. We're having really cool temperatures right now, and me and Matt are going to be taking Nick's out to hunt sometime this week, if not by the weekend. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to South Carolina week, if not by the weekend. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to South Carolina. South Carolina actually season came in on private land. We can go down there and kill coons if I can make the time to make that drive. We've got rain coming in next couple of days and this weekend off of whatever that hurricane is that's hitting the Gulf Coast. It's going to come up and put rain, depending on weather, but we're hoping to get her in the woods. And then, of course, we'll have you guys some footage. Excuse me. James McKinley, what's up, Nick? Watching Hurricane Sally coming in our backyard. That's one. Jones Boys, in my last video, Nick, it poured the rain and it ruined my phone. So the videos are going to be backed up, unfortunately. Hey, man, that's where it goes sometimes. Jessica says, hot mint tea with honey. I'll check it out. I'll try it. Stevie, yellow root and drink the liquid. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Bull yellow root. I got. And we're back. Sorry, guys. Oh, let me go back here and find where we were. Like I said, if I lose signal, hold tight, and I'll be right back. Okay, so Stevie said yellow root. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Jones Boys, yellow root tea does wonders. Sassafras tea. I'm gonna do that. Thank you guys for reminding me. I don't know why I didn't even think of that. Hey, Screaming Kennel, what's going on, buddy? Man, you don't need to be on here. You ought to be on your honeymoon right now. Old CJ got married recently. Uh, oh, Mike says you're gonna be in Ohio. Well, send me the information on that. Let's see. Is it this weekend? I got a thing. I got a film for a local coon club here Saturday. But send me the info, buddy. Hunter said he'll be getting a shirt and hat or hoodie. Whiskey, peppermint, and honey blend all together and will be gone. Hayes Leonard. Thanks, bud. Rodney, don't forget everyone to like this. Help Nick. I appreciate it, man. Jessica Knight, Coon Killer. Uh, uh, yeah, Nia pressure washing. Like I said, we didn't get to film anything up here, man. I hate it. I had the rig ready. You guys want to see my new? Well, it's not a new rig. I've got it worked out now. This is what we're filming with right now. Same camera. I got a rig put around it. We got a little bit different mic, and we added one of these Lume Cube panel lights on here that Brent was telling me about. So I took it with me, but we didn't get a chance to use it any. But I've got some really cool videos coming up here very soon with you guys. Some review videos and some tip videos. Gabe, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Old buddy over there, western part of the state. Ohio, hard knocking. What's going on, man? Payne Lick say you can't wait to get back in the woods. Wish I could have went last weekend, but wedding comes first. That's right, man. Excuse me. What part of Arkansas did y'all hunt? It was it's Searcy. The closest big town was Searcy. Searcy was like a half hour away or so. So it was just I guess it was east of Searcy, over by the White River. Oh, Coon Killer, what's going on, man? I've been doing really good. Jones boy said he's ready for a frost. I'm telling you, I don't know what the temperature is out right there right now, but it feels like it's getting in the 50s. I know this weekend we're supposed to have some really cool weather. Let's see, daily. Right now it's 54 degrees at my house. Saturday night we're supposed to have a low of 44 degrees here. Can't wait for that. Reading comments. Jessica says, stinks sometimes living in the mountains because we will not hunt if the wind is blowing here because you can lose a dog here pretty easy. Yeah, I'll tell you, I've struggled with that before. Ain't nothing worse than January nights when it's 18 degrees and winds are blowing and you cut a dog and you can't hear them even if he's 100 yards away and you think, why in the world did I even go hunting? Jones says Lightning has an ear infection that's been bothering him for about a week. Doc gave him meds and sent him home with me the same day. Stay on top of the meds, man. That's one thing I can tell you. Nick's had an ear infection not long ago. It was like a yeast infection thing in her ear. So Jessica says he lost his dog today. Not sure. Who are you talking about, Jessica? I'm way behind on comments. Two Killers says, yeah, season in South Carolina, but it's still pretty hot. Yeah, I know, man. That's the worst part about it is the heat in a country like that. It's still really hot. You get down there, still tons of bugs. I'm going to tell you right now, though, I have never in my life seen mosquitoes like I did in Arkansas. It was literally apocalyptic. Something you would hear about in the Bible. It blew me away how many mosquitoes, and they were big. Them suckers would bite me through my Carhartt shirt. They were biting me through my jeans. You were not safe from them. You could put it on off spray or whatever those guys had, and it got you maybe 5 minutes of slight relief, and then they were back. It was terrible. South Carolina Helmsman, South Carolina season just came in on public too. I'm about to go in a minute. It's not windy. It's cool there. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go to the public then this weekend, weather fit. Woodrow Smith, Payne Lick, Screaming Kennel. What area of Southwest Virginia are you from? Mike says he's going out a little bit tonight. I'll tree one for you. Do it, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Hunter Underwood, how's the bow shooting doing? LOL. Are you talking to me? I tell you, I've been shooting my bow a fair amount. I got it in the corner over there. It's going pretty good. I got dialed in. I've got a couple more. Let's see. I got 3 videos I'm gonna do for you guys. One, we're gonna be doing an update on the bow video. and my plans of how I've been training to shoot the coon out of a tree. Two, I've got a how-to tips coming out very soon on how to find new hunting properties. And three, I've got I don't know if I want to give this another baggie or not. Anyway, I got a very important information video coming out to you regarding coon season and how to kill coons. So I think that's something you guys will enjoy. James McKinley says, I think the vet bill made you sick. Yeah, actually, it wasn't too bad. I think I'll be honest with you. I come in there on a Saturday, unannounced, like an emergency visit, and it was a Saturday before Labor Day. They sedated him, went in, done the surgery, and sent me home with meds for $325. So, yeah, I mean it's a chunk of money, but could have been way worse, and I've paid a lot more for a vet bill. So, I was blessed. I'll take it any day. I tell you, I think what really made me sick was going down in elevation. I think I looked down there and it was like 290 foot above sea level, coming from 3,000 foot above sea level, and then going down and back up. That messes with my head. Aaron Carmichael says, I have a dog that will run a track but won't tree. What do I do? Let's see. I just got a notification on here. Best thing you do, man, is need one, take that dog with another dog that trees. And see if you can't get that dog to go off with the other one, at least me too, just to gauge the dog to see if it still knows the tree or not. And what I do is take it with that dog. When that dog goes out there and gets treed up with a coon, I would catch your dog and put a lead on it and tie that dog back probably 20 or 30 foot from the tree. You want to go over there and pet on the other dog that's treeing and got the meat. Go ahead and knock that coon out to that dog, pet him up real good, and then go over and get your dog and leave. You basically are trying to make your dog jealous of the other dog. You want that dog to see the other dog at the tree, getting a reward and getting praise, and it not getting it. And next time you cut them both in there. If that dog don't tree again, tie it back. More and more times of doing that, often the dog will start treeing. I'd like to know how old your dog is, though. Yes, Jason, I am. Yep, I am planning on knocking one out with a bow. Brett Reeves says Augusta. That's where it was. Woodrow Smith, Tazewell County as well. Michael Chase says, have you heard how Tough is doing? I see. Where was I at? It was either Walker Days or Grand American last year, so it's been almost a year ago. A guy come up to me and told me that he hunts with the man that owns Tough and said Tough was making a pretty decent dog. That's the only thing I've heard from him. I don't even know who has him now. The guy I give him to evidently got out of it and give Tough to somebody else. So I don't know who has Tough. If anybody watches this, if you have Tough or know who's it does have him, I definitely like to have an update. So, but yeah, a year ago I heard that he was making a dog and was doing good, and they were happy with him. That's the only thing I have heard. Painless Screaming Kennel, nice. May have to get together sometime, Woodrow. Let's see. Ohio, hard knocking. I think I'm gonna hit the woods tonight. It's about 58 degrees. Good luck, buddy. True one for me, man. Eli Reeves, spelled with an A. Must be one of the good Reeves. My pup just turned 6 months today. What should start doing with her? I tell you, if you haven't already, you need to start working on your obedience training with that dog. You need to get that dog used to walking on a lead, knowing how to handle. You can start working on loading up in the truck, even though the dog may not be big enough to actually make that jump on the tailgate. You need to get them used to riding in a dog box. You need to get them used to coming to you when you call them and make it from short distance to a long distance. Definitely go ahead and start taking that dog in the woods, whether it's by itself or with others. Needs to get used to the sounds and the smells of the woods. Get used to crossing the creeks and water as big as you possibly can. From a creek that's 4 foot wide to maybe a small shallow river. And you get the dog used to all those things. Go ahead and start introducing to everything. Put it in the woods with a dog that knows how to run, and just gauge and see if it'll go off with them. That's probably what I would do, man. NEA pressure washing says you may have already answered, but what part of Arkansas did y'all hunt? Augusta. So Jessica Knight, the guy with Jack, the one that had the stick go in behind her. Yeah, Shane Smith. Yeah, the dog died. Unfortunately, he really tried hard. Little Beaver Creek Kennels. Hey Nick, give a shout out to my son Colton. He's an avid coon hunter and loves your channel. Thanks. Hashtag CCH. Well, appreciate it, man. How you doing, Colton? If you're watching this, I appreciate you supporting my channel, man. Thank you for all you do, and hope you enjoy your coon season. Hope you kill a bunch of them. Ohio wants to know if Mike is taking Spook out. Jones Boy said he lost a lot of footage on that phone too. Yeah, that sucks. I've done a lot of filming with the phone for a long time, man. It does make it a lot better once you finally make that commitment to switch over to a camera. But hey, do what you gotta do. We did a lot of filming with this phone right here to get this YouTube channel where it is. So definitely no shame in that. Ohio says, can't wait for season open. Can't wait to go to the hunt in Ohio and hunt with everyone. When's your season open in Ohio? Gabe says, that's a good price for that vet bill. I've paid a lot more getting bear dogs. That's absolutely right. And I didn't complain. I will tell you guys, I didn't have to use this, but I have an option that I keep in my billfold all times. It's a good thing to do. If you get a chance, go on Google and search Care Credit. It's CARE credit. Basically, what Care Credit is a credit card that you can only use for medical stuff, but that includes you or your pet. So, like if you need to go to the dentist, you can use it for that. If you need to go to the doctor, you can use it for that. If your dog needs an emergency vet bill, you can use it for that. And basically, you go in there and you apply for it just like you do any other credit card, so you get approved for whatever your credit will allow. But the real cool thing is every time you use it, you get 0% interest for 6 months. And I've had to use it twice with dogs when I had one got hit by a car, and then I can't remember, I think a snake bite or something on the other one. Didn't have the money at the time to deal with things. I put on the Care Credit, 0% interest for the first 6 months. I had them paid off before 6 months come along, so I had to pay no interest on it, and it really did help out. So if you guys are interested in something like that, I have absolutely no affiliation with them, but I have used it, and I do highly recommend it. So Jessica Knight says, we had a vet experience too, but it wasn't that what scared me. I thought it would have been way more than it was, but they are great. They'll be our vet from now on. I tell you, once you find a great vet, hold on to them, because I've been to several that were, yeah, okay. But I will say this. I can't remember the name. Maybe if Brent's still watching, he can comment. But it's in Conway, Arkansas. I think it's Out West Veterinary Care or something like that. Absolutely amazing. If you're within the driving distance of Conway, Arkansas, and you need a vet, definitely take your dog out there. Pressure Washington says Augusta. Yeah, Augusta, Arkansas. That's what Brent just commented on here earlier. So, Aaron says she's a year and a half, and I do hunt her with another dog, but Kentucky season hasn't come in yet. Yeah, it gets tricky when you can't knock any out to them. Just keep pushing like you have. Hunt with the other dog. If she trees with them, go over and do an ample amount of praising. You really want that dog to know you're super proud of them, but if she don't tree with the other dog, tie her back and ignore her and just go over and praise the other dog. Maybe just doing that will be enough to make that dog jealous, but if not, when kill season gets here and you start knocking meat out and rewarding another dog, a lot of times that will kick it in gear. So, Kennedy, Crew Outdoors. What's going on, man? Good to see you. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't even debate on whether I was going to do this because I didn't want to be coughing at y'all all night. Lisa Bess says, hi, Darren. Hunter Underwood, how many times do you have to hunt to keep a dog in shape? Well, are you talking about physical shape or are you talking about tuned in to coon hunt? Because physical shape, quite a bit. Because dogs, they sit around and just sit around and eat like we do, they're going to gain weight. If you're talking about just as far as keeping them where they still run tree, depends a lot on the age and the experience. Hyde down there at 6 years old, he was literally put up for a month and a half. And I took him to Arkansas on tree coons with him. And after a 10-hour ride, and I didn't think he even would. But a dog that's 2 or 3 years old, you need to be out there hunting them as many nights as you possibly can. That's the only thing I can tell you on that. Timmy Todd says hello from Tola, Kentucky. I guess it's Tola, Tolu, Tula, Kentucky. Thanks for helping me out on that dog food tops. Shelter dogs appreciate it also. Man, that's awesome. Zeke Hartman says, how do you keep hounds to stop running trash like deer and rabbits? The rabbit thing, I've never experienced that, but the rabbit thing you could probably do the same way you would a possum. And I'll get to the deer thing in a minute. Best thing to do, what I do with a possum, and I'd say apply this to rabbits, is catch one in a cage. You want to go out to a nice open field, an acre field or bigger, whatever. Set that cage out in the middle of that field. Go back and get your dog. You don't want your dog to see this animal in the cage or you putting it out there. Go get your dog, put your tracking system on the dog with the e-collar, the shocking system on there, and get it dialed and ready to go. Have it in your hand. Go back to that field, turn your dog loose for a walk. You want your dog to come across the possum or the rabbit in the cage. When they first see it, you don't want to do anything. You just want to watch. If your dog starts to show interest and go over and start sniffing and get close, I would say within 2 foot, start out low, like a 1 or 2, and give them a little bump on that shocking system. Knock them back. You don't say nothing to them. You don't want them to think you're correcting them. You want them to think that thing just got them. If that makes sense. If they get curious again and go back, bump it up 1 or 2 more. And repeat however much you need to till that dog absolutely has no interest with that animal ever again. If you have to, catch another one a few weeks later and try it again. Now, deer's a little bit harder because you can't catch one. What I like to do, and I've done this with Nix, and I think I've got her fixed, is we were in Kentucky. Nix was running deer the first night I took her up there. She run every deer in the country. Well, in that area of Kentucky, drive them down the road through that game land, you see deer every mile. You see a pile of deer on the side of the road. So what I did, put her in the truck, put the shocking system on her, rolled it up about halfway. I'd drive down the road. I'd see some deer. They would pile off in the woods. I would pull over and I'd let her out of the box. I wouldn't cast her in that direction or put her necessarily on those deer. I just let her go. She would catch scent on her own. She would take off, and as soon as she did, I would correct the dog. A lot of times she'd come crawling back to me, ashamed that she done it. That took me about 2 hours of doing that, 5 or 6 times of doing it. And since then, luckily, knock on wood, she's not run a deer. So that's the only thing I can tell you. It has both of those have worked for me. Kenny says all those things you mentioned is key for youngins. Yep. Jones boy says, hang on. Having a disobeying dog is so aggravating. Lightning is getting that age to where I call his name and he's just like, I ain't gonna listen to you. Excuse me. Yeah, I tell you, having a good handle on a dog and a dog that listens to you makes all the difference in the world. I Ian Smith says, hey, hunting season starts Friday in Tennessee. That's cool. I ain't far down the road either. I've never actually, well, I did hunt in Tennessee. One time when I was at the LBL, Land Between the Lakes, there's a section of it's in Tennessee, and I did hunt there just a little bit. But other than that, I've never really hunted Tennessee. Doing old Lukey. Luke over here. I tell you one thing, having an old basset hound is such fun. I really enjoy having this basset hound. You should have stopped in at Jonesboro on your way down there. I'm only an hour and a half from Augusta. I have to remember that next time. Yeah, Gabe, checking that care credit thing. I don't have my wallet, or I'll show you kind of what it looks like. But yeah, it's been a lifesaver for me. If you got an emergency vet bill and you absolutely got to, keeps you from taking food out of your family's mouths. So use that money. West Virginia Houndsman. You post a lot of videos. If you're the one that posts a lot of videos recently about bear hunting in West Virginia, I've been watching your channel, man, and I really enjoy it. I want to let you know that. I really do. If you're the one that's been posting, I think that's the name of it. Jessica Knight says, but in her kennel, she will bay at birds, rabbits, squirrels, and chipmunks. I tell you, if that's a problem, I'd get a no bark collar. Wagner Morris says, does anybody know any tips to train bear dogs? I'm gonna tell you right now, we got the man here, Gabe McMillan. He knows how to run bear dogs. You need to get up with him, Wagner. Talk to Gabe on here, and he can tell you all you need to know. Michael, have you heard about the new Garmin Alpha 200? Yes, I have. I've talked to a couple of distributors about those. They told me the specs on them. I've got one pre-ordered. As soon as they release them, I will be getting one. I'm going to use it for a couple months and then give you guys a review. I'm going to tell you right now, I will probably be one of the last guys to give you a review on it. And the reason why is I put them through the paces. I've still never done a Dolce review, but I've been running a Dolce with my other system for 8 months because I want to put it through the paces. So I'll give you an extensive review. I'll keep it honest. If it's junk, I'm going to tell you. If it's the best thing that ever happened, I'm going to tell you. But I'll probably give you a unboxing of it when I first get it, and then I'll give you a review of how well it does over time. But what I will say is, from what I hear, it's got a feature where you can text people from the handheld to a cell phone. And that sounds really cool, especially if you have a wife you need to check in with or whatever. Blondie Films, that's a neat name, says, do you ever have a problem with coyotes in the woods? I've only had a couple issues where coyotes come in and cause a little bit of trouble. It's never been bad. I mean, I've heard coyotes in the distance and cut my dogs that way. One time, probably 12 years ago, I had a pack of coyotes come in and bust dogs off a tree. We went in there and grabbed our dogs, and we tried to shoot the coyotes, but never could. But that was the worst I've had happen. But I know some people have major issues. Yeah, Brett Reed said Out West Vet and Urgent Care. That's it. In Conway, Arkansas. I don't know why I can never remember that name. Hunter Edwards, hi, 6 years old. I have a girl named Sadie, and she's 9. But we and Dad think it might not be a good idea to hunt her on the side of a mountain. Oh, you talking about you got a female dog that's 9 years old? Yeah, it's getting up in age. But old Hyatt, or see, old Jug, he was 13. I was still hunting him around here. He slowed down quite a bit after 9 though. But at 10, 11 years old, he was still going. He was keeping up with Hyde. But you never know. Every dog's different, so you gotta know your dog better than anybody else. Ohio said I went out last night, 2 nights, and coyotes have been bad or have been right behind the house. Walked up them on 50 yards. Man, you need to put a bullet in them suckers. Wagner Moore, a good tip for bear dogs is to buy a finished dog and use it to start your other hounds. Makes good sense. West Virginia Houndsman, how's your bear season going? Painley says our 1-year-old just started and she went in the heat, so we have to have to lay her up. Should be good by this weekend though. Yeah, it seems like that's the problem with females is right when you're ready to pour onto them, they'll go into the heat. Jones Boy says best thing for a hound run to deer is put them in a pen with a billy goat. Old timer taught him that. Never tried it. Candy says, how's those beautiful English hounds? Who are you talking to, buddy? Candy says, disobedience is what we tolerate. That's true. Sandra, what's going on? Hey, brother, we'll be able to do a hunt after January 1st for the disabled vets. Going to get with you and Kim about coming up. Yeah, holler at me, keep me posted. First of the year, so I'm getting pre-booked up. I'm trying to get back to Arkansas. I got to get, I got an anniversary, 16th of November. I've got some stuff for work in October. I'm gonna be out of town for December trip with Kim that I normally do. And I'm trying to get up to Indiana before the end of the year too. So Kennedy says, "Come on to Tennessee, Nick, and come hunt." I will. Kennedy, where you at in Tennessee? Sean Daughtry, what's going on? Fern, my 2 year old, let her go run around the yard and plays with my daughters, and she knows when it's time to hunt as soon as you grab a lead strap. That's the way I like them. There's no way I can show you this. You probably won't be able to see it on here. But my dad, we have bears getting on our porches. I know y'all can't see that. Y'all see that right there? I know y'all can't see that. Y'all see that right there? Get on there. Some bear tracks. About midnight last night, Dad said he heard a noise on the back porch, and so he got up and went to shine his light out the back door, which I got a solid glass back door. And bear was 2 or 3 foot away from me. He said it didn't even run; it just turned around, kind of slumbered off. But it tore the bird feeders off the house. He's got a little metal trash can he keeps bird seed in, and knocked those over and got to eating on them. And then down the hill from my dad is our shop where we work at. I went down there this morning. The trash can had been dumped over, a bunch of trash poured out. So the bear's pretty bad. We had one here on our back porch. Well, nearly on our back porch a month or so ago. So if I had to land, I'd have you boys over. We'd trade some bear. Uh, yeah, Gabe's giving out some bear advice. Candy says years ago we had a dog gutted by a coyote. That's terrible, man. Michael Chase says, "Do you know how to change the chip in Alpha 100?" A chip? No. SD card? Yes. Chip? I don't know anything about that, man. What are you trying to accomplish on that, Michael? Uh, it's under the battery. Are you talking about the oh, what's that thing? Darn. Can't think of the name of that. Jessica says, talking about her dog won't be giving up on her piglet. She's my favorite. She is something else. Wait to get her going. Every time she bathes, I get chills. That's what it's all about. Her bark is something different I haven't heard. Hunter Underwood says, I might keep her running, but not as much as I would like. But I'm in the process of setting the time now, saying I got the pups to work with. I tell you, that's my issue is time. Time and if my buddy Brent had had the time, because I'm telling you, they got the place to train dogs. Johnny says, seems like people tend to start walkers sooner than blue ticks. Is that right? Generally a walker starts a little quicker? And don't say that they're better dogs or anything. It's just, certain breeds are going to have certain traits, and walkers tend to start quicker. But I'll tell you, from what I've seen, I don't think I've ever had a pup that didn't make it to 2 years old that they just didn't start acting completely stupid. There's like a 2 year old terrible twos that seems to happen in a walker. I don't know why. Nix is going through it. She was doing it when I could get her on them, and now she's acting dumb. And half the time the dogs come out of it and do fine. Half the time mine that in my past have not. So what are we doing over, buddy? What are you eating? Oh, buddy. Oh, Lukey. Middle Tennessee, just outside Nashville. Got a really good 1,600 acre farm. Huh? Hey, I tell you what, Candy, you can email me, nightlifekennel@outlook.com, or hit me up on Facebook or Instagram, message me, and we'll talk about it. Jessica, Paint Lick is CJ Witt on Facebook. I don't know if you're wondering. Jones boys, we had a 250, 300 pound bear get poached where we was bear hunting this year. That stinks. Matt Bishop, what's going on, bud? Wagner says, Gabe, thank you for the tip. I'm going to try that one, and then I'm going to get a finished bear dog. Michael says, for the maps, I got it from a guy that lives in Kentucky, and he said I need to change the chip to even a chip. It's not a chip, it's actually a micro SD card. And yeah, you just pop the back off of it, and I think those are under the battery. Take the battery out, and you'll see like a little, I don't have one here. It's got like a little metal plate, and you just take your finger and push that plate down, and the plate will hinge out of the way. You take that micro SD out. For whatever state you live in, you need to go and get you a SD card, map card for it. You can get satellite maps, bird's eye, Onyx, whatever, and you put it back in there the exact same way the other one came out. Very easy to do. I think the map cards that Jessica says, wait till I put videos of her barking. I have some, but it's when she first started. Candy says, terrible twos. That's right. That's when we'll give you chills. Real good, Jessica. Remember when Molly let a bow out. I tell you, that thing about her voice, I know her bark, but I have yet to square up and understand her uh, locates and stuff. She changes it up every time. She don't have a pattern for what I'm picking up. Jones boy says, let's talk about the hound log, Nick. Well, let's talk about the hound log. I wish I had a hound log here. My hound log's in my dog box. But I will tell you one thing, guys. I have used that hound log. I've kept track of it for the hunts that I've done since I got that thing. I do really love that thing. It's called the hound log. It's by Stickbow Outdoors, and it's STICBOW Outdoors. Stickbowoutdoors.com. Best part is I got you guys a discount code. I actually got you two discount codes, but they give you both the same percentage off. You can choose whichever one you want. If you go over there to Stickbow Outdoors, they got the Hound Log book where you can basically log exactly what happened in all your hunts. It's good for bear dogs, cat dogs, coon dogs, but it's geared for hounds. You know, I don't think it's really good for bird dogs, upland or anything. But anyway, you can tell what dogs hunted, what they did, where you were, the date, the weather, this and that and the other. And the cool thing is when you get done, you know, years from now, you can look back and see what a season looked like or what a month in the season, depending on how fast, how hard you hunted. I can't remember how much the books are, but I can save you 10% off. Now, the two codes you can use, they both only give you 10%. You can use either one you want. You can either use code NIGHTLIFE in all caps, all one word, no spaces, or you can use code Nightlife Nation, and that's for our podcast, all caps, no spaces. They both just give you 10% off. Neither one of them gives you any better than the other. But if you want to get into one of them, take a look at it, buy one, see what you like it, and that code can be used for repeat purchases. You know, a year from now, you still use that code. That's an ongoing code. So definitely go over there to Stickbow Outdoors, check them out. I highly recommend the log book. Now they got another one out I've yet to get my hands on, but it should be soon. It's called Canine Records, and with me taking a hide to the vet, I would probably really need this one. Basically, you put your dog in there, their date of birth. I think maybe it's even a place you can tell what their siren dam was. And then anytime you do a vaccination or a vet or this and that and the other, there's places where you can fill all that in. So you can actually look back and think, well, I can't remember if Hyde had his rabies shot. Oh yeah, okay. On such and such date, I took him and got his rabies. So it's a really cool thing to have too. Like I said, those codes, Nightlife all caps or Nightlife Nation all caps, no spaces. They both give you 10% off. So Nick, you're going to have to get you some plots out there for them bears. I'll tell you, Gabe, if you want to come over and run a bear, I'll let you cut them and I will help you chase dogs. You may end up over in town, but we'll do it, man. Matt Bishop, what's going on, man? Candy, I'm outside of Nashville. I'm close to McMinnville. All right, I know where that's at. MBK Lavish, what's your favorite dog to hunt? I like a walker, and the main reason why I like a walker is I've said this, several times. I grew up. My dad ran beagles, and his beagles were tricolored, black, tan, and white. And so, in my mind, a hound dog should be tricolored. That just feels like home to me. So that's the reason why I went with Walkers when I started coon hunting. You're welcome, Michael. Uh, CJ says, I may have missed it, Nick, but have you heard anything on the cause called cull? Cull. I've seen that on Facebook. I don't know anything about that. I will tell you this, guys. I am actually talking to a company right now that makes squallers, and we are designing a nightlife squaller. And it's going to be, well, I don't want to give it away too much, but you can guarantee it's going to have some green in it because nightlife green, that's just the way we roll. It's going to be a different design as far as the shape of it than any other squaller on the market right now. I think I'm designing this more for comfort. It should affect the sound some. From what I'm seeing, it seems to be a good squaller. It seems to really work. It's got good reeds. They're tuned right. So I'm hoping to have maybe a couple dozen of them in the next couple months. We'll see. But I am working on if we get the design laid down right. I'm not making the calls. I'm working with another call company. So basically, they're going to make them, and it's going to be a nightlife edition. So, and I'll be the one selling. Dustin says his Ranger dogs, his Red Bone Ranger, did the same thing too and finally got out of it. I don't know what it is, but they'll do it, man. Matt Bishop, my day's going good, buddy. I hope yours is too. Hunter Underwood, but I haven't got a notification. I don't know what you're talking about, Hunter. Yeah, I do. Not sure what that means. Uh, Jessica says I'm gonna get me one of those. Yeah, she's talking about the book. Hunter. Oh, okay. You're talking to Hunter. Uh, Jessica says I want one of the dang. I can't remember the name of the coon squatter. It's not these, is it? Tree shakers. These are really good squallers. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really like this squaller. I really, really like those squallers. What? No. No. He's chewing something he ain't supposed to be. Well, when that one, CJ says, yeah, I'll let you guys know. Jones Boy says, what's the best? What do you use? I need to edit my videos better. Any suggestions? I have tried on the computer. I've tried Pinnacle 21. I liked it pretty good. I didn't dive tons into it, but it seemed very simple and easy to use. Luke, stop it. On my phone, if I need to do a quick video, or on my tablet, I have an app called KineMaster, KINEMASTER. There's a free version that leaves the water dollars a year or something, and it takes away the watermark and it gives you a ton more different music and effects and stuff like that. So if you're going to use it on your phone, or if you're going to do it on anywhere you can get an app, KineMaster I like. Pinnacle 21 worked great. The Adobe, is it Premiere Premium something something? I don't know. They say that. I'd like to try that. Gabe, save me squaller. Man, I got you, man. Just let me know. I think I've got a couple orders to be out of them. All these may be spoken for, but if not, I'm getting more in. So Jessica says it's going to. Gabe says, Ella, don't say it. I'll hold you to it. I had a couple bear dogs get in the park and stay gone for 5 days last week. Just trying to find them with old beep collar. And I don't understand that. I don't understand why you can't do any kind of bear hunting on the parkway. Because can't you deer hunt on the parkway? I guess it's just a dog thing, but I don't know what the rules are on the parkway. I've ended up on it a couple times. First show last Saturday. Awesome, man. You're welcome, bud. Paint lick, the eye opener. The eye opener. Okay, yeah. The eye opener. to get some youth shirts and hats. She wants to get some for the boys. I'm telling you right now, the person I'm working out with right now, once we get lined out, I'm hoping the end of the month, there's going to be a massive different variety of things that we're going to be able to do. From onesies, kids' clothes, shirts, hats, hoodies, toboggans, and different colors and styles more than we ever had before. So I'm working on that, guys. Promise you. What you doing, Luke? I have to watch him because he's always wanting to chew on something. Like I'll tell him no, he'll quit chewing what he's chewing on. Painless says he thinks the brother's an eye opener. He loves it. It's been better luck than I do. I've got the tree shaker. I love the sound, but I ain't had good luck with it. You haven't? Dang, I have. I tell you another one I've always liked is the JC call. Now Painless said we went to Tennessee. The tree shaker did awesome. Kenny says I use GNR squalls and like them. Yeah, they're not far from you either. I've got a few GNRs over in the box I hadn't even opened up yet. Matt says, how much is a coon squaller? I've got them on the website. I think these are $25 if I've still got any available. I got like 8 here and they may all be spoken for. I had a bunch of orders today. And then when we get JC's in, I'm out of those. Those are 32. That's the only ones I got in right now. So. And then if you ever go to buy like a, what's the name of that? Zep Squaller, some of them are 60, 70 bucks, I think. Get a good squall for 30, 50 bucks, Kenny says. Hunter Underwood says, do you still watch Zerby Derby? Hell, I haven't in a while, but I liked that show. And I actually went on YouTube and started watching it. Me and Luke would actually watch Zerby Derby. I know that sounds really stupid because that's a kid's cartoon thing, but that was a lot of fun. I liked Zerby Derby. And it was weird because Luke would actually sit there and watch the TV. That's like the only thing he does that to. Gabe says, no kind of hunting in the park. You can only recover the dogs. Oh, okay. I thought you could deer hunt up there. Those guys that rabbit hunt up on the parkway, those graveyard fields, they rabbit hunt up there. Or even 5300 treed, had to pet them and get out of there. Man, that stinks. Their stickers, lol. That's definitely true, Candy. Are you still using it? Yes, I am. But might be making a change. Yeah, I am, but it must be in my truck. But yeah, I'm gonna probably be making a change. Luke, stop that. Quit it. Sorry, guys. We went down to Arkansas and I got to hunt with Michael Roseman, the owner of Sunspot Lights. Nothing against Big Dog Lights at all. I love them. But I got to talking to Michael and I got to look at that Sunspot Rage Extreme with that green laser. Everybody's got a laser now and I want something with the laser. I just don't like the weight of many of the others that have a laser. And the Sunspot does everything the rest do. It's super bright, good walk, good red, has a green laser, and it weighs nearly nothing. It only weighs a couple ounces more than my Big Dog does. And I'm really impressed by it. So I'll probably get me one of those Sunspot Rages pretty soon and run those. Of course, we'll give you a full review and let you know what we think. Jacob says, Dogtra Pathfinder, what's your take on it? I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't seen any real flaw in it. I got the system with one collar and ran it for a couple months. I liked it. I went ahead and ordered an additional collar and put it on Nick's. The first night she went 40 yards, that collar cut off and never did turn back on. I had to send it in, collar, and that's been 8 or so months ago, and I've not had a single issue since then. Occasionally the app will mess up, but I literally uninstall it and reinstall it within a couple minutes, and I'm back and good to go. So far as I can tell, it's half the price of the rest of the systems. You're getting Google Maps. You can download them offline when you don't have signal where you're hunting. and it's got just as good a range as everybody else. I'm not seeing an issue with it, and I would recommend anybody to use it. Now, if you guys are on here and you need any hound hunting supplies, please don't forget, go by my website, nightlifekennel.com. We got Garmin stuff, we got Sport Dog stuff, we got Doctor stuff, Dan's gear. We're a little light on lights right now. We don't have any lights in stock. And we do the coon squallers, pretty much a little bit of everything. So if you're in the market for anything, you want a Doctor, we got them, man. Go over there and good night, buddy. Good to hear from you, man. Kenny said, I love the Doctor maps. I use mine all the time and have an alpha. I will, Jessica. LOL. Me and my nephew watch it when he's up here. It's fun to watch. Kenny says he likes the Sunspot. I love my Light Superior Hellcat Max. Have you had your hands on one of those, Nick? Jessica, I have you. I've seen them on the table at some of the events. I've yet to get out in the woods. Well, no, not the Max. I did have a Hellcat come in on trade, but it wasn't a Max. It was the other one, and I used it in the woods one night, and it seemed like a good light. So the Max, I have seen it at the events, but I've not seen it in the woods at night. But anything Superior makes is good. So you've been told it doesn't work here where you live. Do you mean the Superior? That's odd. I don't know why it wouldn't work in a certain area. I want to talk to you guys too, real quick. If you haven't heard already, we've got a new podcast. Well, I say it's new. The episode 13 or 14 just came out this week. Basically, every single week, every single Monday morning, we upload a brand new episode of the Nightlife Nation podcast. That's what we're calling it. You can go to the Spotify app, the Stitcher app, or if you have an iPhone, you go to iTunes and search on those apps, those podcast apps, for the Nightlife Nation podcast. Now, this podcast is all about the coon hunter. We don't really dive into anything to do with the big games because we don't hunt big game with our hounds. We're just coon hunters. We've got interviews with a couple of good celebrities, like Clay Newcomb was on there. We got a couple other guys coming up. But we give tips and tricks, and every week we got a little bit of competition news, what's going on in the comp world. Listener questions, who posts us questions on our Facebook and Instagram for the Nation Podcast. I mean, Brent Reeves, Steve Fielder, and myself, we all talk about things. And then generally at the end of every podcast, we have a story. Sometimes it's a good hunting story. Sometimes it's something funny that happened on the hunt. But I'm telling you, we're getting some amazing reviews on this podcast. We're actually ranking up there with some really high name podcasts in the hunting world, and it's all because we have amazing listeners. So I want to thank you guys. If you have listened to our podcast, you guys are what's driving this thing to be as good as it is. We wouldn't be this good if we didn't have good listeners. And if you haven't listened to it already, I highly recommend you go over and look at it and listen to it. If you're driving to work in the morning or home in the evening, you can play it through the Bluetooth in your car. If you're like me and you're sitting on a piece of equipment for hours on end, you can pop in some earbuds and listen to it. You're on your way to your hunting ground, listen for 10 or 15 minutes. It's really fun and it's really good. We're getting a lot of really good reviews, and I think you guys will like it. So definitely check out our podcast. If you're a coon hunter, you're gonna love it. Kenny says, don't like the Hellcat, has just high-low setting. See, that don't really bother me because I only use high and low. I don't use anything in the middle. So, Gabe says, you seen the new Bright Eyes Fusion? I think I saw they have a new lightweight version. Yeah, they call it the Micro. The battery's supposed to be a little bit smaller, so it's supposed to cut some weight. He said it, what's that dude's name? Oh, the dude that owns that thing. Ray, the Ray guy, he said that it cuts down a little bit on the burn time, but not much, is what he states. I've got some of those going to be coming in. We'll be putting them on the website when we do get them in. Gabe, if you're looking at one, I think S&S does have them already. So, but I'm going to get one. I'm going to do a review on it. You guys will get to see it, and I'll use it. Dustin, I got a Sunspot a couple years ago, and I really like it. It still works great. I'm telling you, I was really impressed with him. And the guy that owns the company is a stand-up dude. And that means a lot to me. I like to purchase, if I'm going to use it personally, I like to use it from people who are really good people that I know. And I'm not saying all these other people are not. It's just I've had the opportunity to meet a few certain people and get to know them very well, like hunt with them and talk with them and get to know how great they are. And I love to send them my business. So, and Sunspot's one of them. Yeah, Dogtra will work anywhere. Doesn't need signal. If you have somewhere that doesn't have cell service, you just download the maps when you have Wi-Fi and then go hunt. The Hellcat Max is pretty much everything the Bright Eyes has, just not as many light settings and has a dang good laser. Yep. Michael Chase says, "How's Nose of Ground Outdoors been doing? He ain't posted a video in a little bit. I have no clue. I don't know what he's doing. I don't see him around. I don't know what's going on, man." Alan Rowe, that's a new name for me. I don't think I've seen you on here. Hey, I love your videos from Kentucky, the Bluegrass State. Well, buddy, I sure appreciate you, and I'm glad that nightlife can make an impact in Kentucky. Kennedy, from what I have been told by a few bear hunters I'm friends with. Kennedy says, "We'll cut the burn time." Yep, well, anytime you mess with the battery, you're going to cut the burn time. But I'm tell you, like, that big dog of mine has got a battery this wide and yay long. I can hunt all night with it. So, why do you need a big battery? See, I plug my stuff up every single night religiously when I get done hunting or the next morning. Like, I've got my system set up where I come in and just plug, go to work. It's no big deal, and I'm religious about it. Now, if you're a type of person who forgets to plug your stuff up, having a big battery would probably be what you would need. Jacob says, "Just bought the Hellcat myself. Was kind of skeptical at first, but worth the money. The laser alone shines out 200-300 yards." That's right. Jessica says, "My boyfriend has the Bright Eyes Fusion and my Hellcat Max next to his. They are pretty close to the same." Yep. I'll tell you, Jessica, that's because they get a lot of same parts. All right, guys. Well, we've been on here an hour and 10 minutes. Is there anything you guys want to talk about before I get off here? You got questions about the podcast, gear, training, anything? Go ahead and post your questions up right now, and I will go through the last several questions if we get them. Katie said, "I love my Fusion. Are all lights smart chargers?" From what I understand, all your big name lights are. Now, I think the Co-Re lights that you get off Amazon have a smart charger, but they may not. So if you got those China lights, you got to be careful. But far as Bright Eyes, Big Dog, Cajun, Sunspot, Crystal, K-Light, I'm probably missing some Superior and all of them. They got smart chargers. So Jessica says, "Is it bad to keep everything plugged up all the time?" Yeah, it probably is. I actually have mine on a circuit thing. Let's see. I'm gonna actually spin y'all around. I'm gonna show you way I have my, and I'm missing chargers because I haven't switched it up from Kentucky or Arkansas yet. Let me turn you around. All right, guys. So here's my charging setup. So like I got the Cajun and I've got a Bright Eyes charger here, Big Dog. I've actually got my Cajun sitting there. I've got plug-ins up through here. Like there's my K-Light where I plug in. My Sport Dogs goes here, and I've got all my chargers in my bag from when I went to Arkansas. But anyway, I normally have all my stuff plugged up right here, and I just come in here, I plug it all up. I got this charger too. I plug it all up, throw it all on my desk, and I'm good to go. And this right here is like my hunting desk, where I keep all my stuff, my charging, and then go from there. So anyway, forgot to mention. Anyway, I've got it all on a switch. So basically, I'll come in here and I plug everything up, and say tomorrow evening I come in, I don't go hunting. I literally just mash the switch and everything turned off. But everything got a 24-hour charge. So. Yeah, Gabe, need to get Steve on Nightlife Video for sure. Me and him been talking about that. Probably near future. I'd say before the end of the year should happen. Kenny says I have the same question. Yep, Jonesboy loves my Bright Eyes. When's the next video dropping? Tell Miss Kate we said hey. I will, Hunter. Hopefully this weekend I'm gonna have you guys a video. Like I said, I never did film in Arkansas, so I don't have anything in the bag as far as hunting videos goes. But I'm gonna be producing some quick tip videos and some how tos this week that are very informative. So, the Coree will switch over from red to green when it's charged. Woodrow says, "I got you." I actually got a Coree in the box right there. A couple days probably won't hurt it, but if you're leaving them for weeks on end, yeah, I definitely wouldn't do that. Plug them up before you remember to unplug them. They should be just fine. They're smart chargers, but days and days, it's probably not a good idea. So I know I did do that one time with my big dog. I actually got it to where it wouldn't charge for as long. I got a year and a half out of it though, but I would leave it plugged up all the time. And like that Cajun right there has been plugged up for about 2 weeks. Probably need to reach over and unplug it. But anyway, I left that big dog was like that, and I got a year and a half of it, and then it just got where he fixed put a new battery in it. Actually, he just sent me a whole new light. But Woodrow, my Hellcat does. Curlive, hey Mike and everyone, how is Hyde doing? Hyde's doing good, man. I talked about it earlier. He's doing fine. He's got pain meds run through his system. He's got his antibiotics through his system. We got about a week and a half to go before we can cut him back in the woods, but he's healing up good. All right, Gabe. Good night, buddy. Get the boys to bed. Holler at you. You're doing good. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to jump off here. We've been on there an hour and 15. Remember, check out the Nightlife Nation podcast. Subscribe to that. Listen to it. It is the #1 coon hunting podcast in the nation, right? If you need any hound hunting supplies, nightlifekennel.com. Check us out. We got you covered on anything you need. If you haven't already, you're watching this, reach down there and hit that subscribe button. We want more subscribers. We put a lot of work into this, and we want your feedback and knowing we're doing a good job by hitting that subscribe button or hitting that like button. Nick, holler at you if you need anything next time I go hunting. Tree one for you, and leave a like. Jessica, thank you so much for the thumbs up on the podcast. Loving that. All right, guys, we're going to get off here. I got to take Luke outside and let him use the bathroom. We love you. We appreciate you. Next time, true one for me.